I think
He's great for dodging rockets.
kettenheinz just said in chat that it was a
That
mistake.
he misclicked, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it happens.
I'm really used to seeing Galena, Visor, Slash, and it's really Doomguy. But there isn't Awoken, so Doomguy is not as needed for that map. Also, DistroyA really likes Doomguy, so that's a good counter pick for that reason.
Maybe kettenheinz is doing some 5D chess, saying that he mispicked it but actually meant to pick it, or something, maybe to deny it from. I mean, denying champions from someone who has a lot of confidence there, I think it's good. So, and he picked Solag, so it's gonna be strong. And then Deep Embrace, Destroyer on Eisen, Ketten on Strog, also pretty even. Maybe better for Ketten with the Strog, but also quite close.
Eisen is quite strong as well, with denying certain areas.
I mean, the turret is so annoying, especially like on a map that has so many. Like over that heavy area, it's actually going to be really strong. And Keel Galena on the last map too, which is also quite even. So yeah, I actually just want to see. I want to see this first map. I'm really curious how that's going to go.
Yeah, I'll.
Yeah, is it 200 IQ or 2 IQ? Let's see.
I'll set up a prediction for you guys so you can spend all your channel points.
Thank you so much for the sub, D-Mouse. We really appreciate it.
Man, it's a scam in Poland. I can't even use my channel points because it's
yeah, I'm in the same situation. Yeah. I'm in the Netherlands, and I'm only allowed to bet with real money instead of fake money.
Gotcha. Interesting. And Jones, can you use your channel points?
I can, yeah. No problems here in Portugal.
Fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah, just move here.
It's much warmer over there, right, Jones? Maybe too hot sometimes.
Quite cold in the winter, depending on the area.
You guys got good internet, bud?
Oh, we do, yeah. I got 100 up, 100 down.
Okay, nice.
I have the best 1 gig up and 1 gig down. Actually, right now I'm
look at Mr. Rich Boy
uploading the 4K VODs of the Aspect Quake League right this time as I'm streaming to YouTube and Google Drive, and it doesn't hurt me a bit.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's only 40 euros a month. That's also insane.
God, at least I pay half of that.
Dude, in Australia we get like we don't get that. we get like 100. If it's residential, it's like 100 down and like 50 up, and you will pay. Well, you will pay like maybe 90 Australian dollars, which is maybe like 60 euros. So, and then usually if you have any issues with it, you're pretty much also a bit screwed. So, but
for your own devices, damn.
Dude, it's like
getting robbed by the ISPs.
Like actual, man. It's not very fair, but I don't know. It's the fact that they can just they can get away with it. They can do it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think like the situation in the Hague where I live, it's really good. Like there are like 4 or 5 providers who battle it out.
Oh yeah, so they gotta provide a better service to get customers.
Two cable companies and like 3 mobile companies who just they battle it out for people to get their internet. So I see DistroyA is taking a moment for himself. He needs a drink.
All right.
Oh, thank you so much for the gifted subs, Eradication. 5 gifted subs.
Nice.
And I see most people favor Kettenheinz or Kettenheinz. I'm gonna take a quick peek of their elo. Let's see if we are able to assign an underdog to this match. Wow, DistroyA has lead elo 1337. And kettenheinz has 737. So he's medium bronze, I think. Oh, no, it's bronze 1 actually. And DistroyA is silver 4. But I would always say that, yeah, elo does not really mean that much when you have the picks and bans into the equation, because yeah, you
Also,
can
tournament game as well.
true. Yeah. Yeah, you like if you play ranked, you can just main Doom or Scalebella.
That plus experimenting.
So
I think what Jones was saying with like the tournament games, you know, it just, how do I say? If you beat someone in ranked, you can't really flex so much. But if you beat someone in a tournament, you know, there's a lot more riding on it. So I think that's maybe where people start to play different, and yeah, maybe ranks don't mean as much, but.
Yeah, I don't know. Once you get into a tournament game, you gotta kick in the next gear and try to play like the top that you can. Yeah, all right, but the server's ready, the players are ready. We're jumping in.
yeah, I'll give you to this first map and I'll watch it from the
thank you so much.
sidelines. Good luck and have fun.
So, Doom Solag. I can tell you what, I think it would have been the first time I've ever seen that being played on this map, but we'll see.
Though you
I
haven't
mean-
seen ranked. But
Maybe
it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be very very interesting to see the dynamic. Also, DistroyA is a rocket heavy player, and the Doom guy obviously very good at dodging those rockets, so that's also gonna be quite interesting.
Prepare to fight.
I think
He
the
has
biggest
been developing a mean rail though,
Round
so that's
begins
good.
again. 3.
is this for Ketten with he's
Fight.
getting better rail or DistroyA?
So DistroyA.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so DistroyA spawning on Mega gets it immediately, as well as kettenheinz with his heavy. kettenheinz getting back to the corridor, no damage exchanged yet. Oh, steps on the acid.
And it's going to be pretty even at the start. I mean, it's going to be pretty safe unless Ketten drops on, but bit of a rail engagement. And DistroyA getting aggressive, gonna clean up the kill. DistroyA with the first blood.
4 HP. It's got a Mega to fall back on though. The light armor by the statue is not up. The one at square is.
Impressive.
Oh,
And-
good rail from kettenheinz.
He's getting away with very little. This can be sometimes a problem with ruins, you know, like just not having much stack. He's going to be able to defend this Mega, but actually just pushes him with 2 rails. Picks up Ketten again in 2-0 in the first minute, so going pretty well for DistroyA actually.
Yeah, even though he's quite low, kettenheinz might be able to push this. Yeah, not anymore with Mega. Oh, and kettenheinz went for the rocket launcher. He's gonna lose out on the heavy potentially.
I think now we're starting to see maybe a little bit of the issue of why picking Doom can sometimes not be good on this map, because if we're not making use of the double jump, we're not really getting much value out of the character. And I guess, like you said, maybe he really did pick it by accident.
That's
Otherwise-
unfortunate, for sure.
But another battle of this Mega.
Kettenheinz re-peeking after getting hit with the rail. DistroyA just circling the items, not really playing much around the map.
Yeah,
Oh, picks up the heavy.
it's gonna
Good
be
split in the items.
it's gonna be problematic for Ketten, because if he's not getting any of these items, then DistroyA is gonna just have so much stack. It's gonna be hard for him to really pick up any kills. But Ketten pushing is gonna run into DistroyA here, and he's gonna end up for another frag for DistroyA. So another frag goes to him. He's gonna spawn at the heavy, but he's not gonna be able to defend this. If DistroyA just pushes in, really shouldn't be able to hold it at all.
He does have the shotgun in hand, but that direct rocket and the LG will seal the deal.
I will enjoy defeat.
Oh, Captain, another fight here. Good rocket from DistroyA. Possibly another rail incoming. Oh, kettenheinz gets away. DistroyA picks up the mega. And this is a very, very heavy storyline. Or doesn't close down the kill, rather wait for heavy. Good rail from kettenheinz.
I mean, so far, Ketten is going to run into another rocket. Nice rocket by DistroyA, actually. Just quickly long-range rocket into rail there. But Ketten's going to have to start, you know, using a lot more rail, maybe a bit more LG to really just kind of get DistroyA low stack. Because at this point, you know, with him having so much stack, it's going to be hard to, you know, eventually get an item and potentially come back. But at the moment, DistroyA is getting everything so far.
Cycling the items, not really trying to force the issue too much. kettenheinz holding center position, but that's a area pretty good for control. Oh, catches DistroyA with rail, and that's a lot of damage. Unfortunately, DistroyA might pick up the mega. Oh, kettenheinz trying to go for the rocket launcher. DistroyA misses the rail. Yeah,
I like what Ketten did there. You know, he actually like set a trap, used rockets at Mega, and that was probably the closest. I mean, despite DistroyA getting low before, that was the, you know, a really good opportunity for him to try and get, you know, do a really efficient trade while he had the defender's advantage there. But again, Ketten getting railed at the top armor here. Looks like he's a little bit stuck. Manages to just escape. DistroyA going to get the Mega.
Yeah, that was a good rail from Ketten, but DistroyA retreated to the items. Both of them by the looks of this, and all of that work undone.
I mean, even just by looking at the in the statistics in the spectator, I mean, DistroyA has 7 heavies, 9 megas, Ketten only on 2 and 0 megas. It does have more lights, but again, these heavy items are going to be so important.
Oh, good use of the spit by DistroyA, and very good rail. kettenheinz trying to steal that mega away. Oh, DistroyA going for his item again. Now, a very short split between the items. Might be Ketten's opening. Always railable. Manages to escape, gets a rail. It's gonna try to go for the light for sure. Gets a little bit of stack, makes his way, kettenheinz to the middle of the map. DistroyA holding mega area. Yeah, kettenheinz is going for the other light armor. In the meantime, guess he didn't know the heavy timing, because he could have stolen it, or at least defended it a little bit, dealt some damage.
I mean, again, this is where you start seeing the issue. Like, again, really nice pushes by DistroyA actually to just like, even when he has control, you know, he knows that he should do something with it. Just still pushing around the map when he's waiting for the item spawn. So really nice by him, but yeah, Ketten's gonna have to use a lot more rail and maybe keep track of these items a little bit better, because so far, you know, the story's been DistroyA's been getting all of them, and Ketten's just not being able to output enough damage, and it's being too much, I think.
Yeah, and for the most part, these items have been for free. So he doesn't even get damaged as he picks them up.
Yeah.
Oh, Ketten getting caught on the jump pad. Doesn't go to the jump pad again, goes to the teleporter, but he's 25 HP, 23 actually. Yeah, and DistroyA gets into the frag. Both items are up.
And this can be Ketten's maybe chance now. I mean, he's gonna get the heavy, and this is a bit of an engagement with the sliding shotgun.
Oh,
And
DistroyA waiting with the rail, misses. So that's definitely a lifeline for Ketten. Oh, DistroyA knows where he is. It's gonna be tough to get out of this one. DistroyA missing a lot of these rails.
I mean,
Another light. Oh, you were saying?
I guess we should also remember that this was DistroyA's pick. Ketten first pick Doom on this map, so hopefully maybe we'll actually see a bit more of a difference in play coming into Deep Embrace. Maybe he just, you know, didn't feel as experienced, or again, I think just maybe that Doom pick. I'd be really curious to see if he had picked something else, maybe he would have felt more confident. But yeah, DistroyA just kind of taking the reins in this game, and looks like it's going to be too much. I mean, 10-0 in 2 minutes. Yeah, I think it's going to be DistroyA by 1.
Oh, kettenheinz trying a cheeky little move there, fake going through the teleport and going back. That's some nice tribal damage. Yeah, now DistroyA has applied a very good split on the items. And almost has a spit back. Oh, good trap from kettenheinz. The rockets don't really connect much. DistroyA picks up his 11th.
Manages to do decent damage there. Again, like, you know, the moments where he's been able to get a lot of work done is when he's actually set up those rocket traps. But again, this map, like we were saying just before it started, that it really needs, you know, these, how do I say, doing a lot of damage over critical areas, and so far Ketten is just kind of getting caught out a little bit too much. And DistroyA actually, you know, I have to say, he is playing really well. He is pushing when he needs to, and yeah, just kind of no contestation so far, actually, in this first map.
We will be wanting to see how kettenheinz reacts. And how he tries to win map 2. Yeah, but so far DistroyA has this one in the vice grip. That's a very good trap, though. Oh, amazing mirrors from DistroyA.
Nice.
All of the overstack is gone. Mega's just spawning now. Oh, kettenheinz on the lower ground will escape for the time being.
I mean, when you're in Ketten's position, you know, it's hard to kind of collect yourself a bit here. I mean, when the scoreline is this low, you know, this high in difference, it's, you just know you've already kind of lost this map. So I'm curious what he's feeling right now. You know, does he really care so much, or is he pretty calm going to the next one? But yeah, it's been pretty tough this game. Hasn't been really many options for Ketten to get anything in, but could potentially be the first kill for him. And actually, nope.
If it was 10 minutes and 10 seconds, maybe.
But
Yeah,
interesting statistic by DistroyA. He took 0 light armors this game. He had enough time to just only get the mega and the heavy, 18 megas and 15 heavies. But yeah, Ketten, we'll see. I mean, his display picture is Strog, and he did pick Strog on this next map. So potentially, oh, hang on, actually, did I get that? I think actually he picked Eisen. Let me see.
Yeah, we do have Eisen for DistroyA and the Strog for kettenheinz.
Okay. Well, I want to see something. I really hope we see Ketten actually get more damage in. I think Deep Embrace is more of the map for that. I think there will be more opportunities for him to deal damage, and, you know, maybe if he dies, like, just keep pushing. I think it's a bit harder on Ruins, especially if someone does have complete control. So yeah, that's definitely one of the tougher sides of Ruins, I would say. Durhan says, oh sorry, Durhan says he's pretty decent with Strog, so maybe he does have some experience with playing this champ.
Yeah, and I just saw by Tenselin, he's one of the people who has the know-how in the German Quake Community Cup, and that kettenheinz is really a low elo player, just starting out. So he's this is probably just good experience for him. And yeah, like you said, I'm interested. Like, this game is hard when you just start out, or if you're at the lower end. Like, are you frustrated? Are you still having fun, or do you want to get better and just soldier on? I'm looking forward to if he can get at least one frag. I would say like go for 3 frags at least, and go from there.
I mean, I think the biggest thing what you said there is like always to do with. I'm just curious what his expectation is, because it's interesting at all the different levels. You know, you see people play, and if their expectation is really high, then they'll just get super annoyed or start punching tables. I've punched a fair few tables in my life too, but I'm curious.
You ever break any keyboards?
At least 2. And maybe I'm just a hard presser. Maybe I just press keys very hard. But anyway, I'm
Yeah,
curious
well,
what.
Now you're top 8 in the Quick Pro League, so I'll say it's worth it.
Now I can instead of not being able to afford my broken keyboards, now if I break one, I can just buy a new one. So that's nice. But yeah, I'm curious what Ketten is thinking. You know, does he really mind, or is he pretty happy with just getting in there and playing? I think that's the better attitude to have, especially when he really is just starting out. So yeah, but hopefully in this map too, we're gonna see him get on there.
Yeah, I'll leave you two to cast this one.
Thank you.
I'll be sitting in the shadows. Enjoy, boys.
Cheers.
Prepare to fight.
Yeah, I'll start on the kettenheinz, so take us away.
Round begins
Okay.
in 3, 2, 1.
So
Fight.
DistroyA on the Eisen, Ketten on the Strog. Gonna get this top armor straight away. And misses the jump to heavy. It's a bit unfortunate, but we'll get the heavy, and DistroyA classically gonna get the Mega too.
Isn't that just a tactical delay by missing that jump?
Ah, sorry, yes, you're right. I did miss that. But nice start by Ketten. Hits a nice rocket. Almost hits that rail, and now Ketten has position. So this is a good start for him.
Jumps down though. Gets hit by a rail. Second rail. Gets the mega health mid-fight. So there is a lifeline.
But this is much better by Ketten here. Instead of him just kind of like, you know, letting the items go, this time he's actually rotated from the Mega and gone straight to the Heavy. It seems like such a simple thing, but just that act, he's managed to get both items. And DistroyA, even though he has a better stack, Ketten has position coming into this next Mega.
Yeah, Kitten should collect the LG. He has time to do so right now.
He might do it now. No. Deciding to go for mid again. But DistroyA with a bit of a trap. And a bit of an awkward battle over the Heavy.
Yeah, I do like the patience of kettenheinz in that fight. He really wanted to plant that rocket to great effect.
Ah, but this is nice by Ketten. You can tell he's definitely got more experience on this character than he did with Doom, because just even then, like, dropping down, using the peeker the way that he did, it seems like it's such a simple thing, but those small things are what really, you know, I can see he's got more experience here, but DistroyA picking up the first frag, and gonna be able to reset here.
That hurts a lot. But yeah, still, kettenheinz had some armor to deal with. So yeah, with that light, he is still in a good shape. He's able to collect some tools on the map. And DistroyA seems to be waiting on this mega health. It'd be nice if kettenheinz can get position going on the heavy. Because DistroyA isn't even in the area to do something about it. What?
Oof. That was a really nice entry actually by DistroyA, just hitting a perfect entry rocket, bouncing and just setting Ketten flying. So again, another frag to DistroyA, but it's looking tough for Ketten getting into an LG fight at lower armor. DistroyA again picks up another frag, but this is where Deep Embrace gets tough. You know, sometimes the frags just keep rolling through off the spawns, like a lot of pressure, and he should get this heavy pretty conveniently. But DistroyA just pushing in for it, and he's gonna get both items actually.
Nice. Yeah, but what could have kettenheinz do different? Because he had a great position on the heavy, like in the last fight when he died. But he just didn't react. Oh, Oh, and now the LG from DistroyA is so strong, while kettenheinz is not returning any damage. Although the last rocket, if he gets it mega health, but he also has to do with Timmy the turret.
Yeah. But DistroyA quite low here. He's gonna get the heavy too. You know, I've been finding actually that in like the you know, players under like 1500 ELO, they seem to struggle a lot with the Eisen. I mean, just like with the turret in particular. I wonder if that's just, I'm not sure why. It just seems to be like a pretty consistent trend. But yeah, so far we're seeing kind of a similar story to the first map, but DistroyA just pushing in again, and it's really tough for Ketten here. I'm not sure exactly what to say specifically that he could do differently. It's kind of just DistroyA is just really all over him at the moment. And more pressure again by DistroyA. Ketten trying to defend himself with the rockets here, and wow, DistroyA picking up another frag. Nice by him.
Yeah, I think the deal. Oh, we get another fight. The kettenheinz disappears into pink mist. But I think the scary thing about the turret is that it does consistent damage and a lot, and not a lot of players know how to dodge it. And like, if you start out, you really favor the rocket launcher, so you don't have the dodging capabilities that you get when you play really heavy LG heavy, and I think you need those capabilities to dodge the turret, because it really turns slow, but yeah, you need to know how to get away from those shots.
And sometimes, like, it feels like it doesn't do that much, but sometimes it's just enough damage which just puts a really awkward amount of pressure, or, you know, it kind of just disturbs you. You're running somewhere and then the turret's there, and then you're trying to figure out how to deal with the turret and also, you know, traverse, you know, move across the map. So, again, DistroyA kind of just, if we look at the items, it's a bit more even this time. Ketten, 4 heavies, 4 megas. DistroyA on 7 and 7, so Ketten getting more items, but we're still yet to see a frag from him.
Yeah, I'll give Ketten some stream time.
Alright.
Let's see if we can stream some positive energy into him. He needs to retreat the other side of the map. Yeah, just like last time, he can go for the heavy.
But getting a little bit trapped here, and again, this is where it kind of gets tough, because once we're not doing, if we're not doing enough damage as they're coming from the items, and DistroyA is getting the, you know, getting them. Look how much work Ketten has to do just to even get 1 kill. You know, it's got to be one or the other. We gotta either be doing like a lot of damage and just like, you know, giving our opponent the item, or we're getting the items and we're just tanking everything. But again, DistroyA just really cleaning up. He's just, the damage output I think is just too much for Ketten.
Yeah, and he's also dealing out of the open with Timmy the turret, so DistroyA has a nice angle on many of those fights without getting anything, any damage in return.
But potentially setting up a little trap here. Gonna come from behind to actually get the mega. Nice by Ketten. And potentially a ring out. Nice little trade with the rail. And again, DistroyA's position. Gonna make his way to the heavy, and this is where it gets tough. Again, DistroyA has so much stack here. If he just pushes into Ketten, it's gonna be hard to defend himself. Nice little drop rocket by DistroyA, and this is going to be another frag for him. Yep. So it's 11-0. This is tough. I mean, again, like you were saying before, this is kind of Ketten's first tournament experience, quite new to the game still. I think coming up against DistroyA, and you know, I'm not sure how long DistroyA's played, but I can assure you, I'm sure it's longer than what Ketten has. So this is kind of unfortunately the trials of Quake. You know, it really is. It really does take a long time to kind of get your footing before you can even start winning games, it feels like.
Yeah, it's really tough. Like, yeah, what I always say, also to myself, is that even if you play against better players, I tend to be really defensive. Ooh, Ori, I see DistroyA being raidable. If Kettenheinz can release a real shot, but unfortunately you can't. They trade, and DistroyA has enough to withstand another rail. While Kettenheinz is really low.
Überstunden berechne ich extra.
Again, nice awareness by DistroyA there to just hold his position, wait for Ketten to come, and he knew that he was just too low there, so... but I agree with you, it's very interesting how people have different approaches, like, you know, if you play someone around your level,
1 minute.
maybe you feel more confident, you just feel more free to run the map, but as soon as someone's like even has more confidence or a higher level, yeah, it's interesting you have that response, that you try to be more defensive, you know, because they're just everywhere on the map. It's become so much harder to understand like what to do, or you know, how to do things really when they're putting more pressure.
Yeah, I think you really need to force yourself. Like, just try to play your own game, because that is what you need to form, right? You need to know which plays work and which don't. And if you adjust yourself just because someone is really good and try to not die, yeah, you still need frags. So it's something I learned to just push myself. Like, yeah,
Stopwatch.
don't be that
It's a-
defensive.
Ist bereit.
But I don't want to say Kettenheinz is doing this. It's just in general.
You win.
Alright, well, DistroyA taking map 2 on Deep Embrace. So yeah, I think, how do I say? It's just a good experience for him so far. I hope he doesn't get too disappointed, because, again, you know, when you're first starting off, it really is just like a mountain to climb. You're, you know, just kind of starting at the very beginning. But, you know, I mean, he's showing, again, it's such a small thing, but when I saw him like drop from this top armor and like use his ability in this particular way, you know, it's kind of showing me that like he's either found that out for himself, he understands like how to use the ability in a creative way, or he's seen someone doing it. So you're actually seeing like him progress or have potential to, you know, figure out the game like one step at a time. But as we can see, like DistroyA, I think the biggest thing was that his damage output was just too much. And, you know, again, damage with more damage output and getting the items, it's just, we got to be counting for ring outs or something, you know, it's so much harder.
Yeah, I'll start the prediction for map 3. Let's see if what this is going to bring us. Let's see what's on the menu.
Can you please invite me to the party?
Oh.
I had to restart my game.
Boys, I actually super need to go to the bathroom, so as soon as this map starts, I might leave you two to cast this one.
Sure.
But I think we're gonna see better. Well, we could potentially see Ketten get on the board here with at least a few frags, because playing Keel against Galena, especially on this map, well, he's gonna have more opportunities than he did compared to the last map. So, and looks like we're about to get into it.
Yeah, the players are ready. We are ready. Chat is ready.
Okay,
Yeah,
boys.
let's go. See you in a bit.
Be right back. Have fun.
See you in 10.
Oh, we have actually some name calling to do. I see. Like D-Mouse, thank you for the subscription. Rico the second for the 500 biddies. Eradication with the 5 tier 1 community subs. Thank you. And it started the hype train. Whatever that is, thank you. Tenselin, thanks for the follow. Eucletuse01, thanks for the follow. And Fragmentals 2. That's what I'm having for dinner, I think. Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, so Vale, are we gonna see change of the trends, or do you think it's gonna be the same? I do hope kettenheinz gets on the board at least once.
Yeah, well, he has a lot of stack to work with this time around. And
Yeah, and he has those pineapples to help
True.
him during fights, but yeah, kettenheinz spawning on the light armor by the teleport, so you can pick that up for the heavy. That's a little bit more stack he has to work with. DistroyA picks up his mega. No, a few seconds of separation between the items, and we see a big fight. Oh, and kettenheinz with the frag and is in the lead. He catches DistroyA off spawn. DistroyA is gonna get this one with the LG.
yeah, he had the wrong weapon out or needed to hit a shot, but yeah, then he was dealing with a freshly spawned DistroyA, so he needed 2 rails to seal the deal anyway.
Yeah, now they trade items again. DistroyA again going for the railgun, but kettenheinz is on mega area this time.
My life sustains you.
Yeah, so now DistroyA holding high ground. The items basically on the same timing. Oh, good job by DistroyA with the rockets. Wow. DistroyA survives with a sizable stack. Gets the light armor by mega and the mega itself.
And great positioning, right? Waiting on the TP exit on that point while he had everything to work with.
Oh, good rail from kettenheinz, but now he's low. Oh, manages to avoid that one, doesn't avoid his final rail. And DistroyA will start to get his totem economy set up. No, he will not lay down a second totem. Or denying the armors. Always important.
Death is the only release. I will not
Yeah, like
grant you that
DistroyA is playing really good. Like walking away from that choke point where kettenheinz was waiting around the corner and now walking into his face with the shotty out. Yeah, the pineapple did some damage, but DistroyA's weapon choice was great and seals the deal on another frag.
Yeah, and then he heals up on the totems, so ready in fighting condition, but this should be another one for kettenheinz.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's on the board and should get mega as well.
Only has rocket launcher to deal with though. And yeah, DistroyA had some consistent damage while the rocket launcher of Heinz did not connect.
Yeah, now DistroyA a great position on heavy, but kettenheinz should be there in time to deal damage. Oh, unfortunately the rocket to pineapple
totem
combo
behind you.
misses! Oh, the totem deals a lot of damage, that means he's now railable. Oh, manages to avoid the angle just a little bit and can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, he still needs to do something about the control that DistroyA is working with. I do think he is... yeah, every time... Oh, the rail behind the corner, that's not the right weapon selection. But he survives. And
Oh,
does
amazing
great
combo!
damage!
Rockets and pineapples.
Oh, he
That
really
did a
needs
lot of work. Gambling a little bit here doesn't really pay off as DistroyA gets that mega without getting hit with a lot of damage. But at least DistroyA doesn't have as much armor. Oh, and that grenade just dancing in DistroyA's face. Yeah, now kettenheinz doesn't have any armor.
Yeah, he has no presence on the map right now. He was doing great of appearing at the major items, but now DistroyA is collecting them cleanly and meets kettenheinz. Has not really anything to work with.
No, but doesn't even have any armor. If he just, with DistroyA hanging around the heavy area, he could have gone to the LG armor. Waiting around Mega, Mega armor, that one will be gone for a while. Yeah, and that's another frag for DistroyA. Yeah, DistroyA will get more of the LG, and he's looking good, but kettenheinz charges into the rocket area with the pineapples.
5-minute warning.
Doesn't eat too much as a stack of DistroyA away. That's perfect timing from the Brit, and
Combo kill.
it's another frag as well. And now he has a huge stack again. Oh, kettenheinz going for the light armor below LG. Oh, manages to escape. Yes, he manages to escape. Goes for the rocket launcher. Finally, he has a trusty weapon he can work with. Oh, greatly done from kettenheinz to deal damage, but DistroyA gets the item mid-fight, and that will allow him to escape mostly unscathed. Oh, and kettenheinz steals the Mega! A huge turning point control-wise. Oh, DistroyA confused by kettenheinz position.
I'll give kettenheinz some screen time.
Yeah, if he has anything left in the tank, that's what happened now. Is lurking just on the heavy area, gets heavy. Oh, I think DistroyA. Oh, he's still out there.
Here come the fireworks.
On 48 HP, kettenheinz must realize this. He does. That's a great rail. Misses the second rail. DistroyA not railable anymore. And those totems granting him such a huge amount of stack, enough to grant him the lead stack-wise. Oh no, a dangerous rocket jump for DistroyA, but that the pressure is too much for kettenheinz. And he falls down again.
Stopwatch.
Oh, good rocket from DistroyA, keeping kettenheinz on his toes. Kettenheinz does get heavy. Oh, this is a good fight for him. Good rockets. Oh, now, oh yeah, he gets a frag and then, yeah, forces DistroyA to come again. Oh, good rocket.
And the opening damage. Oh, the rail from DistroyA connects. No, kettenheinz needs to disappear for a while. Both items are up.
Oh, very good rocket again from kettenheinz. Now DistroyA the one who's hurting, and he's keeping DistroyA away from the rocket launcher. And he should get this heavy. Rocket jump isn't quite high enough to get him to the upper ground. That's not where DistroyA is anyway. kettenheinz is a good stack lead. He has a ton of armor. Both players playing the teleport a little bit. Oh, kettenheinz not connecting with anything. All the stack lead is gone.
Yeah, DistroyA decides to leave him be though. He opts to go for the heavy. So this is a lifeline for kettenheinz. He can collect some poverty items at the rail. Dodges the first rocket, the second not quite successfully, and again, yeah, he has the rail out into a rocket fight. But
Oh, what a great rail!
clutches it out in the end. Nice, and there is a
Oh, now
pathway to
DistroyA
the
applying
mega.
pressure
Oh,
off
no.
spawn. Good couple of rails, and that's another frag for DistroyA.
May the power heal you.
Yeah, 2 daisy rails by DistroyA.
kettenheinz now going for heavy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him some screen time again.
Oh, trying to go for the nasty direct, I like that. A bit risky, of
1-minute
course.
warning.
Oh, using the jump pad of death.
Ooh, yeah, and
DistroyA catches him with the LG.
I think I heard the rocket jump from DistroyA, so he was quick to that position.
Yeah, now kettenheinz is going to get a railgun. DistroyA again running around with huge amounts of stack.
Be healed.
Oh, that's not the rocket jump he wanted. This one is good pressure. Oh, amazing damage, and that's another frag, making it a 5-frag game. Oh, possibly another frag here. Ah, no, DistroyA gets it this time. Surviving with just 30-something HP.
Here come the fireworks.
You win.
Yeah, and that's it for this series. Wow, well done, boys. Well played. This was an amazing last map. The ending we all wanted.
Yeah, kettenheinz getting 5 frags, and they both provided us with some great entertainment.
Yeah, DistroyA picking up another win.
Yeah, I actually want to quickly jump into the standings. Let's switch to the browser. This.
So
Yeah.
first match for kettenheinz, so he's gonna be 0-1.
True, but yeah, look at this. DistroyA is already in second place, and he just adds 4 points to his tally. So,
Yeah, and he adds another win.
so he will be on 9 and taking over Charlie Unicorn, who is right now at number 1 with 8 points. DistroyA will have 9 points. And kettenheinz, yeah, will get his first point for playing a match. And he will be shared number 5 with Trivel, Doom, and Dude Slayer.